Hello, my name is Lacey. Welcome to my YouTube. I am here today to test my patience. I feel like I'm not gonna lie, I'm being tested by the universe right now. I'm having some technical difficulties. One that's out of my control, as you can see, the sunshine, the nature around me. But I think that that is what is meant for me right now because it's making me laugh. But yeah, today this video is about manifesting, the law of attraction, all of that good jazz, you know. Or maybe you don't know what it is. Well, I am here to explain it to you in the way that my mind explains things, I guess. Okay, so what is manifesting? What is law of attraction? So manifesting is something that all of us are doing no matter what. Even if you don't believe in it, even if you don't whatever, it is something you're already doing. Well, that is what my belief of it is. I believe that as humans, we get what we believe in, and if we believe that everything is working in our favor, we will see evidence of that, and if we see that everything is working against us, we will see evidence of that. And that basically it's the belief that our thoughts manifest in what creates our reality around us. So the fact that I'm noticing all of the technical difficulties and noticing all the bugs around me and noticing all of those things, I'm experiencing more of those things. Like, that is what my belief is. My belief is that I am like stepping on my own toes here by even paying attention to them. And that shows you that as humans, it is hard to take what our like physical reality around us is showing us and think differently than that. And that is why we get in like loops, or why we step on our own toes, or why things aren't going the way we want, even if we want things to be a certain way or we need them or whatever. The reason why we're seeing it to be so much different than what we want is because we live in a society basically where a lot of the times it's like the outside affects how we feel inside, instead of realizing that it's actually the inside affects the way we feel outside. And that when God, or the person that they speak of in the Bible, speaks on free will, it is actually the free will of you get to decide if you live from the outside in or the inside out. I did that backwards, but basically, are you gonna let your thoughts are you gonna let your reality around you decide how you experience life, or are you going to decide within you how you're going to experience your life without like outside of you? And that is not always easy for everyone to grasp. You know, they have different ideals on what that may mean. Is that selfish? Is that wrong? What about the people that live in places where they can't really like change things? And with that, I say, the air conditioning's going. That I say, it is our job as people who figure it out or get what we want to help others. Doesn't mean you have to like force down their throat that they're not wanting it enough or they're not needing it enough, but just to help the others around you, you know? As humans, we're all powerful beings. Maybe somewhere along the way, people wanted us to forget it, and so we did forget it, or our experiences around us made us where we just subconsciously are so limited. We're not actually limited, but we feel as though we're limited in our experiences because of what our reality has been showing us our whole life. And it happens to all of us. You know, we're all, even if you see the people that have all what they want and they talk about manifesting and they're bajillionaires, you know, they still have limiting beliefs that they have to get past every single day. You know, they might not have as many as they started with, or their belief system inside of them might be rooted in love versus fear, or maybe along the way. Like, sometimes you'll see people who are very successful and they don't talk about manifesting, or they don't talk about whatever. Like, maybe along the way when they were growing up, They had a different experience, you know. Someone was telling them that they believe in them and they can be whoever they want to be. So they don't need to look at it in a manifesting law of attraction way. People can be successful without that. This is just a way, if maybe your environment has been telling you otherwise for so long, this is a way you can take control. I got not control because, you know, like I realize I let go more now. Like I let go less of the outcome. Like you would say it's about control. You would think. But honestly, the way you get what you want in this whatever is another aspect. It's called law of assumption. Assuming that even if your reality is telling you otherwise, you will still get what you want. Okay? That dream, that goal, that thing you're searching for, even if everything around you tells you that it is impossible, it is not. You can believe in yourself, like, or not you can, but like if you believe in yourself and you truly don't let go of the ideal that it will happen despite everything, and have what you would say is faith or hope, that is what's going to save you in those things. Like a lot of the times when everything around me has told me that I wasn't going to get the thing I wanted, in those moments, if I decided I was going to get it anyways, it always worked out. You have to let go of how or when or why, or because a lot of the times we limit ourselves by assuming that if we work a certain job, that's how it's going to be. That's how we're going to get our money. And or when we let go of like all of these beautiful ways that this universe, this abundant universe can provide for us, you know, like there's so many amazing, wonderful ways that the things you want can come to you. And when you put it in a box of like, it has to happen this way, there's going to be a lot of resistance. You're going to like be frustrated when it doesn't go that exact way, but like maybe it wasn't supposed to go that exact way. Maybe it was supposed to be easier. Maybe it was supposed to be something that wasn't hard. Or maybe it's something that you actually truly do not want within you. And that's not for anyone else to say but yourself. You know, when I really look, and people might not like this very much, when I look at all the times that I was stepping on my own feet or doing something I didn't want to do, let's say when I was drinking alcohol like very heavily and I wanted to get past it, for 6 or 7 months, every single day, I woke up and I didn't want to do it. I didn't, not do it like life, but drink. I didn't want to drink, but I did anyways. Everyone around me probably didn't even realize it. They're like, oh, Lacey's such an alcoholic. We're so worried about her. But you know, every single day, I literally was dreading drinking. I was dreading all the things that would make me want to drink, but lighting. But I knew that I was going to do it. I knew that something was going to get me to do it. I would do work, I would do it. So I knew deep down inside I didn't want to do it, but I still did it anyways. And I relate that to a lot of the times we kind of know on the inside. Maybe you're not as intuitive to yourself or emotionally connected to yourself, but I do feel as humans we do know more than we give ourselves credit for. Like, so when you're mean to others or frustrated with others because they're not doing what you want, sometimes I think we forget that like maybe they want to change, maybe they don't want to feel the way they feel, and actually like belittling them for trying their best, whatever that may mean, is not going to help them. Someone said showing your life in a way that works for you and how you do it is the only thing that's going to help them, like in the long run. Like if you want to help them, that's the only like thing you can do is just be yourself, because you're not going to change their opinion. Like you're not going to change how they feel, like unless they want to do that. Because like I said, most humans, I'm going to see if I can be back over here. Most humans, they know deep down inside. You cannot tell them or change what they feel. You just have to like let them be themselves, and that is the hard part, is letting go of that. And the reason why I say that is because that's for us to look within and see what we're doing that steps on our own feet. I cannot tell you, you cannot, well, I cannot tell you, and you cannot tell someone else what is stepping on their own feet, because for one, we can't decide when it's their time to figure it out or to break the cycle or to do whatever. And we just have to like live our life, show how we're doing it, and just be. Because like sometimes we don't give people enough, and I'm saying this to myself, sometimes we don't give people enough credit for what they're already doing, and realizing that their belief system is everything they're saying around them to them is what is true. And that is why it's so hard to change people's opinions, is because everything that they think is true. Like, the only things that are actually true, and I mean this for my beliefs too, okay, by the way, is that grass right there is green. That is a universal truth. That is something that we all would say. That fence right here is it brown? I guess. My shirt is gray. The sky is blue. The ocean is the ocean, you know? Those are things that are truths, but everything else are just beliefs that are engraved inside of us, and it's all for us individually to decide if we want to change those. And we can share with others that they don't have to feel the way that they feel, but we can't do it for them. Like, we just can't, because you're just going to push people away if you force them to do or be whatever you think that they should be. And I feel like I went on a tangent here. This was all about law of attraction, but I do think it all goes hand in hand, that like the deeper meaning of it is, when you hear about law of attraction, you just hear like attracts like, and you don't realize that it's actually engraved in everything you're feeling. That's what you're experiencing. So like, if you're thinking about things and you want, like, let's say you want $1 million, but all you can think about is how you don't have $1 million. Guess what? You're not going to get that $1 million. Let's take that on a smaller scale. Let's say you want a new job, but all you can think about is how no one's hiring you, and no one wants to, like, you keep going to interviews and you keep getting messed up. Like, that is what you're going to keep experiencing, because you're just thinking about that instead of thinking, like, changing your perspective. Go back and say, kind of like I was talking about with the technical difficulties, saying, what if these jobs weren't meant for me? What if there's a better job out there for me? What if everything is aligning perfectly for me to get what I actually want, and that the jobs that I keep getting told no are actually not meant for me? Like, that already changes your mind. It already changes your perspective. It makes you feel better by yourself. It makes you feel more comforted in knowing that it could work out still. And I think that those like little changes in perspective really go a long way. It's actually got me from like the lowest point, because I think that like sometimes it's hard to just go like, I want $10,000, so I'm gonna get it, and then you get it, you know? It's hard to just jump to that. Sometimes you're like rooted in like fear and anxiety, and that is normal, and we just have to kind of let go of what it means and how the things are going to happen, and when and why and what. Well, no, you need to remember what you want. What is your goal? What is your dream? What is the thing you want? And just hold on to that ideal. Don't hold on. Don't think about how or when or why. I know it's hard. Sorry. I do it too. I do it all the time. I catch myself doing it, and I'm like, Lacey, what the hell are you doing? Sorry. Sorry for my language, but it's true. Like, what am I doing? Why am I making this harder on myself? Why am I not assuming that everything's gonna work out the way I want it to? And instead, like, stepping on my own feet by like thinking about everything that's going wrong, instead of thinking that maybe it's a test. Maybe it's, do you truly want it? Do you truly believe in yourself? Or maybe it's whatever reason. But basically, the moral of this whole video is that the law of attraction and manifesting is something we're already all doing. We, as a person, as a, as a human being, have to decide if you want it to work in your favor or not. It is not for me to say for you to say for someone else. But it is something that's already, we're all experiencing it. That we're all living every single day, and it is, if you learn or want to learn how to master that, there is ways to do that. It is beautiful, it is amazing, it opens you up to this world around you that not everything is out to get me, like maybe everything's working in my favor. Maybe the universe is this beautiful thing that if we all kind of remembered that it doesn't have to be that hard, or that love is what matters, that the world would be so different. Like now I'm looking at all these birds around me, and I don't know if you could hear the birds. They're starting, but they're everywhere, and I see them, and my brain is literally in this birdhouse. I can feel this calmness in me from when the video started, because I was having technical difficulties, that like, even if I went on a tangent and maybe what I said doesn't make sense, I don't know. I just say what comes out of my brain, I'm gonna post it anyways, because the feeling I feel inside with the birds chirping and everything, it's kind of what I was saying in my other videos, is that this is all about letting go of how others perceive me and just doing what feels right in the moment, and not being what I think perfection is, because perfect takes away from all the beauty in the world. Thinking that things have to be this perfect way, or what we assume them to be, like what we think everyone else wants out of us, is not true. All the art, all the beauty in this world would not exist if we were all the same. It would not be the same as it is today. So, that being said, Cadence, come here. Thank you for joining my video. I hope you have a wonderful day, and Cadence.